Hello, this is a presentation for a module for handling emotions at job interviews. And this is from course LMCR 2252, Group 2, Set9. So before we start the main presentation, I would like to give an introduction about this module. So these are the contents we will talk about. Other than introduction, we will be talking about identify emotions, identify triggers, handling emotions, and finally conclusion and references. So first, for introduction, um, so our topic would be focusing on emotional regulation. This is something touches almost every part of our lives. And today we'll be looking at three emotions, and they would be anxiety, embarrassment, and the fear. Well, these emotions, in a sense, can be regarded as negative emotions. However, negative emotions sometimes they hold you back. However, if you have your effective way to manage them well, they can also be a tool that pushes you forward, depending on how you manage them. So in this presentation, we be exploring emotional regulation strategies. And firstly, we will go to have a basic understanding about these emotions. We will look at what these emotions are, and then we will find a way to manage them and focusing on their application in our high speed, high stress situations, such as sometimes we be exploring job interviews and exams or something. And we will look at why emotions spike in these moments and how they will affect our performance. And finally, the most importantly, we will try to find the strategy, and we be finding out how we can manage them well. So hopefully by the end of this presentation, you will be provided with a basic understanding about these emotions, and you will have practical insights, and you will get to know some tools that not only help in professional scenarios, but also you can make use of them in your daily lives, such as academic or personal private lives. So now let's move on to the first part, identifying emotions.
The first part is identify emotions. Emotion 1, anxiety. Figure 1, illustration of an anxious interviewer. Anxiety common in job interviews stems from uncertainty and pressure. It manifests as worry about performance, fear of judgment, and physical symptoms like rapid heartbeat or sweating. It also causes racing thoughts and difficulty concentrating, affecting response quality. And viewee may overthink answers and struggle to articulate them. Spitzberger's stated anxiety series highlights how situational anxiety impacts performance. Anxiety frequently arises in high-stakes situations. For example, a candidate waiting for their interviewer, rehearsing answers with trembling hands and racing heart. Despite practice, they stumble over words due to nervousness when the interview starts.
Section 2, Fear. Figure 2, illustrations of bunch of scared interviewers. Description: fear in interviews arises from the possibility of failure or rejection, creating dread or panic. It often leads to avoidance or exaggerated stress response, like trembling or dry mouth. Fear fosters self-doubt, making candidates question their abilities. Fear may cause avoidance of eye contact or hesitance in answering. Lazary and Volkmann's Stress and Coping Theory, 1984, links fear to perceived insufficient resources for demanded content. Fear is often associated with the individual's fear of failure, rejection, or inadequacy. One candidate briefly got stuck when asked an unexpected technical question. They were afraid of giving the wrong answer, their voice shaking with nervousness, worried that they would be criticized by the judges.
Emotion 3, embarrassment. Figure 3, illustration of a picture of a girl going through an embarrassment. Description: embarrassment occurs in interviews when one perceives a social or professional mistake, such as forgetting information or stumbling over words. It presents as blushing, sweating, or avoiding eye contact, and may lead to
consciousness. Forgetting campaign details can fluster a candidate and reduce their confidence. Grossman's impression management theory ties embarrassment to fear of damaging one's image. Context: embarrassment comes from the conflict or error between self-image and external expectation in social interaction. If a candidate accidentally calls the interviewer by the wrong name, they blush as soon as they realize their mistakes and try to adjust, but still feel that they may have made a bad impression on the other person.
The second part is identifying triggers. Trigger 1, high-stakes situation. Anxiety is often triggered by high-stakes environments such as interviews, exams, or public speaking events. These situations create pressure to perform well, which can lead to worry and self-doubt. In job interviews, for instance, candidates may feel anxious due to fear of making mistakes or being judged by their interviewer. The uncertainty of outcomes further exacerbate these feelings, leading to psychological symptoms like sweating or a racing heart. Similarly, in exams, students may experience racing thoughts and difficulty concentrating due to the pressure of achieving a specific grade. Trigger 2, fear of failure or rejection. Fear often arises when individuals face situations where failure or rejection seems likely. Job interviews, for example, can be intimidating due to the possibility of being turned down, which may cause candidates to doubt their abilities. This fear is further amplified by unexpected challenges, such as technical questions that exceed their prepare. Similarly, fear can surface in social settings, such as giving a presentation or pitching an idea, when individuals are worried about negative evaluation from their audience. Trigger 3, social missteps or mistakes. Embarrassment is triggered by perceived social and professional missteps, such as forgetting names, stumbling over words, or mispronouncing terms in a job interview. These moments conflict with one's self-image and the expectation of others, leading to a feel of self-consciousness and shame. For example, calling an interviewer by the wrong name can make a candidate blush and avoid eye contact. Kaufman's impression management theory explains the experiment arises from a fear of damaging one's image in social interactions. Similar triggers can occur in public speaking or a group discussion where small error can feel magnified, causing individuals to lose confidence.
3. Handling emotions. Strategy 1. Cognitive reappraisal anxiety. Description: cognitive reappraisal is an emotional regulation strategy that involves changing one's perspective on a stressful situation to manage emotional response. In interviews, anxiety often stems from negative expectations or fear of judgment. Cognitive can view the interview as an opportunity for growth rather than a test of self-worth. Reframing "I will fail" to "this is a chance to showcase my skills and gain experience." Strategy 2. Systematic desensitization fear. Description: systematic desensitization gradually exposes individuals to fear-inducing situations while using relaxation techniques to manage symptoms like trembling or dry mouth. For job interview fear, candidates can start with mock interviews in low-pressure settings and progress to more challenging simulations. Techniques like deep breathing help reduce physical reaction. Lazarus and Folkman theory, 1984, highlights that repeated exposure combined with coping strategies builds confidence and reduces fear. Strategy 3. Mindfulness and acceptance embarrassment. Description: mindfulness encourages individuals to examine emotions without judgment, helping manage embarrassment. When candidates make mistakes such as forgetting details or using the wrong name, mindfulness allows them to acknowledge the error, view it as a normal experience, and reinforce. For example, taking a deep breath, calmly apologizing, and continue the interview avoids overthinking. By accepting mistakes with humanity and composure, individuals reduce pressure, show resilience, and leave a positive impression.
Finally, it is conclusion. Emotion regulation is important in high-pressure scenarios, such as job interviews. The text emphasizes the role of emotion regulation in enhancing personal performance, decision-making, and interpersonal interactions, and identifies common emotions during the interview process, such as anxiety, fear, and embarrassment, explaining how these emotions can affect a candidate's performance. Anxiety stems from uncertainty, fear from the possibility of failure, and embarrassment due to perceived social faux pas. The text also discusses emotional triggers, including enjoyable times with friends, grief over the loss of a loved one, and the tension associated with job mistakes. Finally, the text emphasizes the importance of managing emotions effectively, suggesting that seeking support from a trusted person in times of emotional distress is recommended to reduce the emotional burden. Understanding and regulating emotions is critical to success in personal and professional life. They are our group's reference. Okay, that's all. Thanks for your listening.